Hello and welcome to Science Monitor, a program dedicated to science, technology, invention and innovation. I am Aishwarya Kapoor with you. In today's episode, we will talk about the Biotech Startup Expo 2022 organized by the Department of Biotechnology. We will also tell you about a study carried out by researchers at National Institute of Immunology proving the immune effectiveness of Covaxine. There is lots more science news, but let's start with the headlines. Prime Minister inaugurates Biotech Startup Expo 2022, a successful effort by the Department of Biotechnology to further expand a rapidly growing biotechnology sector. Evidence about the immune memory of indigenously developed Covaxine found for the first time. Researchers from the National Institute of Immunology conduct multi-center study on the effectiveness of the vaccine. 3 key technologies of CSIR Indian Institute of Petroleum inaugurated on the occasion of World Environment Day. Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh appreciates the efforts of the institute during his visit to mark the day. And commemorating the milestones that have strengthened the innovation ecosystem of the country over the last 75 years, saluting the ideas and policies that have shaped our nation as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. And now the news in detail. Biotechnology has become the fastest growing sector in the Indian economy and is being considered as the focal point for reaching the goal of creating a $5 trillion economy by the year 2025. As part of the push given to this sector, a 2-day Biotech Startup Expo 2022 was organized by the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India and Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council or BIRAC. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated this expo organized at Pragati Maidan in New Delhi. Here is a Science Monitor report on the event.
India's biotechnology sector has developed rapidly in the last few years. The country's bioeconomy has grown up to 8 times and we are within reach of getting into the list of the world's 10 leading biotechnology countries. The credibility of the Indian biotechnology sector has multiplied in recent years and the world is now looking towards India for a variety of solutions. The Department of Biotechnology, the Government of India and its organization, the Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council have played an important role in making this possible. The Biotech Startup Expo 2022 was jointly organized by the Ministry of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology and BIRAC to showcase the developments that have made this sector attract new partners. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated this 2-day event which was held on June the 9th and 10th at Pragati Maidan in the national capital. Union Ministers Piyush Goyal, Dharmendra Pradhan, Dr. Jitendra Singh, stakeholders, experts and investors from the biotech sectors were present on the occasion. As efforts, the Prime Minister also launched a biotech production e-portal.
भारत के बायोटेक सेक्टर की एक्सपोनेंशियल जो ग्रोथ का प्रतिबिंब है, बीते 8 साल में भारत की बायो इकोनॉमी 8 गुना बढ़ गई है। 10 अरब डॉलर से 80 अरब डॉलर तक हम पहुंच चुके हैं। भारत बायोटेक के ग्लोबल इकोसिस्टम में टॉप 10 देशों की लीग में पहुंचने से ज्यादा दूर नहीं है।
Campaigns like Ease of Living and Ease of Business have especially worked to boost the startup ecosystem in the country. Due to this, every day new possibilities are arising in the field of biotechnology. It is a result of these efforts startups have emerged in this field in the last 1 year itself. The Biotechnology Industry Research Assistance Council, BIRAC, has played a major role in this endeavor. BIRAC has helped to establish around 5,000 startups in the biotechnology sector so far, increasing the bioeconomy by up to 8 times.
हमारा ये मानना है कि सस्टेनेबिलिटी के लिए अनिवार्य है कि स्टार्टअप को लाइवलीहुड के साथ लिंकेज किया जाए और साथ ही साथ इंटीग्रेशन, सिनर्जिज्म, रिसर्च, स्टार्टअप और इंडस्ट्री का। इंडस्ट्री मात्र पार्टनर्स के तौर पर काम ना करे बल्कि इक्वल स्टेक होल्डर बने।
Globally, our capability and reliability rankings have improved significantly. An example of recent clinical monitoring, healthcare and management solutions developed in India includes the development of the indigenous coronavirus vaccine. Startup pitching, open house discussions were conducted by various stakeholders during the Biotech Startup Expo 2022. The purpose of the Expo was to evaluate the successes in the sector so far, identify the challenges and prepare a roadmap for the future.
इस सिलसिले में स्टार्टअप्स को प्रमोट करने के लिए और ख़ासकर बायोटेक, लाइफ साइंसेज, हेल्थ केयर, डिजिटल हेल्थ और सोशल इनोवेशन की फील्ड में स्टार्टअप्स को प्रमोट करने के लिए और बच्चों को, स्टूडेंट्स को गाइड करने के लिए ताकि उनके अंदर वो जॉब क्रिएटर्स बने इंस्टेड ऑफ बीइंग जॉब सीकर्स। इस सिलसिले में बहुत से प्रोग्राम्स चलाए जा रहे हैं और ये जो एक्सपो है ये एक बहुत मील का पत्थर साबित होगा उस कड़ी में।
ये बायोटेक का जो ऐसे है वो काफ़ी स्टूडेंट के लिए काफ़ी हेल्पफुल है क्योंकि एक बहुत अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी आपके अपने काम को यहाँ पे लोगों को पहुँचाने, लोगों तक पहुँचाने का, साथ ही आपको बहुत ही अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल रहा है कि आप जाके देखें हर एक स्टॉल पे कि कहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है और किसने क्या क्या इनोवेशन आया है बायोटेक्नोलॉजी के फील्ड में।
The biotechnology sector is growing. It is expected that by 2025, more than 10,000 startups will be established. This growth is expected to create new possibilities in important sectors like health, agriculture and energy, while strengthening the mission of creating a self-reliant India.
A multi-center study conducted by researchers at the National Institute of Immunology, New Delhi, has revealed that the indigenously developed vaccine Covaxine has been able to induce immune memory and is effective against all the variants of SARS-CoV-2. This is the first time that evidence about the efficacy of Covaxine has been presented. This study will prove helpful in resolving many questions like immunogenicity and the efficacy duration of this indigenous corona vaccine. Here is a Science Monitor report.
The inactivated virus-based indigenous Covaxine developed in India by Bharat Biotech has not only made achieving the country's vaccination targets easier, but with emergency use approval given by the World Health Organization for a large population of the world. Although clinical trial data on the efficacy of this vaccine has been available, many questions still need to be answered, including whether Covaxine induces immune memory. If yes, how long does this memory last? And is this immune memory also efficient against all the variants of SARS-CoV-2? To answer these questions, the National Institute of Immunology under the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India, conducted a multi-center study and has presented the first evidence of immune memory symptoms produced by Covaxine. Studies have found that Covaxine also produces immune memory in the form of antibodies and T cells, and this memory is effective against all the variants of SARS-CoV-2.
This study is basically focused on the inactivated virus vaccine, which is developed indigenously by Bharat Biotech. And this vaccine was not studied for its role in inducing immune memory, particularly in terms of T cells and the B cell responses. And it was also not known whether these cellular responses which is induced by this vaccine are actually responding against the variants, like the variant from Delta, the variants from UK, the variants from Brazil, or the variants from South Africa. So we actually planned this study to address two questions. One, whether this vaccine is inducing immune memory. Second, how far this vaccine is actually inducing the immune responses as compared to the responses that we see after recovery from infection.
The NII research team examined 97 SARS-CoV-2 unexposed people who had been given both doses of the vaccine for 6 months. They compared their immune memory with 99 people who had recovered from mild COVID-19. They found that the vaccine induced antibodies against spike, RBD, and nucleoprotein of the virus, just like in virus infection. The study proved that Covaxine was able to induce T follicular helper cells. TFH is a specialized subset of CD4 plus T cells that were first identified in human tonsils. This subset of cells plays an important role in protective immunity by helping B cells make antibodies against external pathogens. TFH cells generated by Covaxine demonstrated the ability to help B cells. This suggests that the vaccine induces a strong immune memory that lasts for at least 6 months and is also effective against all the variants of SARS-CoV-2. However, the CD8 plus T cell response generated by the vaccine was seen to be less than the CD4 plus T cell response.
So that's a good message, because even though the antibodies may go down when we see a variant at the time of infection, the cellular responses like the T cells can actually help us to control the viral load. And if it can help us to control the viral load and the virus is spread at the early stage of infection, the beneficial aspect is you may get the infection, you may get the positivity, but you will not develop the severity of the disease. And that's what I think the most important thing that any systemic vaccine at present, what we have in market, can do.
Although analysis of both binding and neutralizing antibodies show low potency against Delta, Beta, and Alpha variants, this vaccine is able to induce memory T cells that can be activated upon infection and produce antibodies against the virus. This study can prove to be helpful in reducing the concern about the efficacy of the Covaxine and the pandemic at large.
On the occasion of World Environment Day, Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh visited CSIR's Indian Institute of Petroleum in Dehradun. To mark the occasion, the Union Minister also inaugurated 3 important technologies developed by the Institute, which can be termed as efficient solutions towards environmental protection. This institute of CSIR is known for continuously carrying out research and development work to protect the environment. Here is a Science Monitor report on the event.
Today, India has taken leading role in the global campaign against climate change and is rapidly working towards reducing its carbon footprint and meeting its energy needs through renewable energy sources under the Paris Agreement. As part of this commitment, research and development centers such as the Indian Institute of Petroleum of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research (CSIR) are working towards meeting this goal. This institute of CSIR, based in Dehradun, is engaged in research in the field of petroleum as well as in the search of alternative indigenous sources of energy. Recently, on the occasion of World Environment Day, the Union Minister of Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Jitendra Singh, visited the CSIR Indian Institute of Petroleum in Dehradun. In his address, he appreciated the green technologies developed by the institute as part of its efforts toward protecting the environment and reiterated India's efforts towards environmental protection.
To put it in simple terms, it only means how best to dedicate ourselves collectively to the cause of producing clean energy in cost-effective manner. That is where the housewife comes in, that is where the halwai comes, that is where the homegrown or home-available sources come, and how best to utilize them across the sections of society. As Prime Minister has himself always been saying that we are going to the 75th year of independence and we have crucial 25 years ahead, the Amrit Mahotsav. I think that will be the real test of time for us. We have pledged to lead the world. The world is ready to be led by us.
During his visit, the Union Minister also inaugurated 3 important technologies developed by the CSIR Indian Institute of Petroleum, which have been successfully commercialized. One of these is the salt spray plant. This facility at the institute has been established for research work on anti-corrosion activities of metallic materials. Apart from this, the Union Minister also inaugurated the delayed coker plant. This is a technology that converts the residual oil from the vacuum distillation column into low molecular weight hydrocarbon. This indigenous technology is the first of its kind and is being used by the Numaligarh Refinery Limited in Assam. A plant was also inaugurated in the biofuel division of the institute. The modern plant develops biofuels from oils obtained from various organic sources, including edible oils. In the inaugural function, the Union Minister said that the project to make biodiesel from cooking oil waste is one of the many examples of CSIR's laboratory showcasing our nation's environmental intentions. With this project, people can earn from thrown away domestic edible oil while protecting the environment.
Every machine by definition is inefficient. There is no perfect machine. We know, we've all studied science, that I put in 100% of energy and I get out 70% work. It is all that wasted energy that is contributing to climate change. Underpinning that, therefore, are 2 simple things. One is, if I consume less or I consume just so, then I reduce the impact of wasteful consumption. The second piece is that if my machines are run efficiently, then I obviously have less impact. So we have, as an organization dedicated to understanding petroleum, oil and gas, energy in a wider sense, we see this energy environment nexus as our core mandate.
Developed by the CSIR Indian Institute of Petroleum, these technologies are one of the many steps in our work towards reducing carbon emissions and promoting alternative energy sources. Along with this, by giving new alternative options for waste management, it is proving helpful in fulfilling the goals of self-reliant India and Make in India.
Leading innovations have played an important role in India's developmental process and helped the country become self-reliant over the past 75 years. Nation builders were right in putting the country's focus on the path of science and technology, making this road to development much easier. As part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, we are commemorating path-breaking innovations and policies related to science and technology. Here is part 4 of the series.
India's first solar power park, established in the Charanka district of Gujarat, started functioning in the year 2012. 36 companies have come together at this plant, established as Gujarat Solar Power. The combined capacity of the small solar plant, spread over an area of 5,384 acres, was initially around 730 megawatts. Since then, several solar power parks have been established on the same lines in other parts of India. The Bharat Broadband Network Limited was established in the year 2012 with the objective of connecting rural India to a broadband network. Under this project, the company, with an authorized capital of about 1,000 crore rupees, has laid optical fiber cables in about 250,000 gram panchayats spread across 641 districts in the country. It is on the basis of this broadband network that the dream of digital India is being realized today, and services are reaching rural India with a quick turnaround time. Bengaluru-based advertising technology startup InMobi received unicorn status in the year 2011. It was the first private company in India to be valued at over $100 million and made a mark in entrepreneurship globally. InMobi provides targeted mobile advertising services all over the world. Since this launch, 100 Indian startups have attained unicorn status in the last decade. In the year 2009, as a major achievement, the first Indian nuclear-powered submarine INS Arihant was built and landed in the water. This 6,000-ton submarine was built under the Advanced Technology Vessel Project at the Shipbuilding Center in Visakhapatnam. With this success, India became the 6th country to have a nuclear-powered submarine. Arihant was inducted into the Indian Naval Fleet in the year 2011. Expanding on its projects, the Indian Space Research Organisation successfully launched the Chandrayaan-1 mission on the 22nd of October 2008. This mission was meant to aid the ongoing astronomical research on the Moon, which indicated a significant amount of ice on the surface of the satellite. Chandrayaan-1, with an initial mission life of 2 years, lost radio contact in August 2009. However, NASA found Chandrayaan-1 in the year 2017. India's largest and the world's 5th largest highway project was launched in the year 2001. The National Highway Network connects most of the major industrial, cultural and agricultural cities of the country. This includes the 4 metropolitan cities of India: Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata. It is in the shape of a quadrilateral when seen on the map of India, hence its name, the Golden Quadrilateral Highway. Besides the 4 metros, cities like Ahmedabad, Bengaluru, Bhubaneswar, Jaipur, Kanpur, Pune, Surat, Guntur, Vijayawada and Visakhapatnam are connected via this highway.
And now let's have a quick look at some other developments that have made news in the field of science and technology in our segment Science Express.
World Ocean Day was recently celebrated in Delhi. Addressing the event, the Union Minister of Science and Technology and Earth Sciences, Dr. Jitendra Singh, said that India will achieve the unique distinction when it launches the first manned space mission, Gaganyaan, as well as the first manned ocean mission in 2023. He also said that the government of India will unveil the Blue Economy policy, which is expected to create about 40 million jobs in ocean-based industries by 2030. The government of India approved the Deep Ocean Mission in June last year. The mission aims to discover marine minerals and non-living resources in the deep sea. Apart from this, India is rapidly working towards improving its marine ecosystem. The beaches of the country are also being cleaned. On this occasion, Secretary, Ministry of Earth Sciences Dr. M. Ravichandran expressed concern over the pollution of our oceans and stressed on the need to find appropriate solutions. The Union Cabinet, chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, recently approved the transfer of 10 in-orbit communication satellites to NewSpace India Limited. NewSpace India Limited is a Government of India-owned public sector undertaking under the administrative control of the Department of Space. It was established with the objective of promoting private entrepreneurship in the space sector. The Union Cabinet has also approved increase of authorized share capital of NSIL from Rs 1,000 crores to Rs 7,500 crores. The transfer of assets to NSIL will give the company financial autonomy to take up capital-intensive projects, thereby giving a major boost to the Indian economy, as well as opening up a wide range of employment opportunities. The approval is also expected to provide impetus to domestic economic activities in the space sector and increase India's share in the global space market. A memorandum of understanding between the National Institute for Environmental Studies, Japan, and the Aryabhatta Research Institute of Observational Sciences, India, has been approved by the Union Cabinet. This agreement between the two institutions will open the way for joint research on air quality and climate change. This is a one-of-its-kind agreement between ARIES and any foreign organization. The understanding includes cooperation such as joint use and operation of scientific instruments, exchange of scientific and technical information, joint analysis reports, joint academic and research activities, exchange of PhD students and visiting scholars, joint scientific workshops and seminars. The National Institute for Environmental Studies is the only research institute in Japan that conducts environmental research in an interdisciplinary and comprehensive manner. NIES maximizes Japan's entire research and development results for bridging the gap between the scientific community and society and works towards the advancement of environmental policy in Japan and other countries.
That is all in today's edition of Science Monitor. Keep sending your feedback and suggestions through email. Our email ID is indiascience@vigyanprasar.gov.in. You can also write into us at Vigyan Prasar, A50, Sector 62, Noida 201309, Uttar Pradesh. So we'll take your leave now. See you again next week. Till then, stay safe and think scientifically. Bye for now.